we just got done with the truss. Now we're going to go ahead and create our assembly. As a reminder, I did change the bottom here. Put on a little 1/4-inch strip here that I can use to help tie in my top and bottom trusses. So I'm going to go up to the Inventor window, I'm going to go New, and I'm going to create a new assembly. Inside that assembly, I'm going to place my truss, which I have in my Google Drive. Go to an isometric view here. And I placed one truss down, and now it's going to ask me to place another one down. Well, I want the mirror opposite of it. In this case, I can just rotate it about the y-axis until I get the orientation I want. So I'm going to click, hit OK, and so now I have two trusses there facing towards each other. So my first constraints are going to be to kind of line them up. So first I'm going to line up the fronts, and I'm just going to go ahead and flush those and apply. I will flush the bottoms, apply, and now I just got to figure out what my distance is. So here's what I like to do. In the constraint box, I will actually do I'll do a mate, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mate the outsides together. And so it's in the orientation we don't want, but I do this because then when I set my offset here, I can actually specify how much distance I want. So if I do type in 4, in this case I want to go -4, those two faces are now 4 inch or -4 inches from each other, or just 4 inches. That would be the max you want to go. That's the farthest outside. I don't like to tempt fate, so I'm probably going to go a little bit smaller. Say I'll do 3.5. And I'm going to go ahead and apply. And now I have my trusses set up correctly. And I just need to create top trusses, bottom trusses, however it may look. So to do that, we're going to go over here to the assembly, and we're going to create a new part, and we're going to create an in-place component. I'm going to call this the top truss. You can start at the bottom if you want. And I'm going to save this in the folder in which I saved all my other, so far my one truss. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And now I need to place a surface or select a sketch plane for my base feature. So I want to select the actual underneath here, because this is where I want to start. So I'm going to click there. I'm going to sketch, and it's going to bring me out. And again, this can be a little bit difficult to see, but I want to select this plane, and I pretty much want to sketch there. So you can kind of see there, that's where my base plane is going to be. It's right underneath that top surface. And I'm going to project some of this geometry so I can see it a little better. So I'm going to project that side, and I'm going to project that side. So these are my two surfaces in which I'm going to be working together with. So we can go from either side. We know where this is. This is a vertical constraint. This is where the end horizontal, or I mean diagonal pieces are. So now I can kind of set up what I want this to look like. And in this case, you mostly want this to be able to tie it together, but don't make it too complicated either when you're sketching this out. So I'll probably just start with a rectangle, and I'll create just a rectangle that kind of goes across, and that's going to tie those two areas together. What is this dimension? It's a 1/4-inch piece. So I can place a 1/4-inch piece there. I could also do the same at the end if I want to really tie in the tops to each other, and then I can maybe use 1/8-inch pieces for the rest of it. It's not going to be the most difficult, or it's not going to be the most stressed region of your truss. So again, I think 1/8 inches will probably be fine for this. So I can finish that. Oh, you can see here that my sketch is then actually going to go where I want it to. This one will, or it won't. We'll see what happens, but I think I need to edit these two. I went to the wrong spot. So these I need to redraw real quick. If you're ever trying to mess with lines and the line you are trying to select doesn't show up, just hold your cursor over for a while. It will eventually show up. So I want to go on the inside here, and that needs to be 0.25. And then I need to do the same over here. So I'm just going to delete my lines. And those are going to come down an 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to kind of just look at it right now. I kind of want to get an idea of visualization if I have any issues. I don't feel I have any issues right now, so I'm just going to go back to creating more in this case. So this time, yeah, I can select underneath again, or these are underneath, so I can actually select these top surfaces, and I can project out what I need. So I'm going to project these out. I'm going to do the same thing from before, project out the bottoms of these pieces, and now I can kind of place in any 1/8 inch pieces that I want. So in this case, if I wanted to, I could grab a line and go from essentially, just like before on the other one, I can go from corner to corner in this case. I do have a piece here, so I can go from corner to corner there. I can take this, turn that into a construction line. I can go ahead and offset this if I want this at an 1/8 inch piece, because I've used quite a bit of other pieces, so I think this might be all that I have left. So I'm just going to fill in this corner. Again, we can cut our pieces like this. And you want that to go the other way. There we go. And now I can go ahead and put in a mirrored component. So I want to mirror this. And do I have a mirror plane that I can grab? I might have to make a mirror plane if I don't have one right in the center. And it doesn't look like I do. And I can't use any other of these mirror planes because they're not part of this part. So I'll just have to create a mid plane real quick. And I can do that from the outsides of these pieces that I created, right through the middle. So again, mirror this. I want this plane, and okay. Return, and I have just simple trussing at the top for some bracing. Again, you can do different designs, depends how much material you want, and you would do the same for the bottom as well. So I can go through that whole portion as well, but you kind of see what I did. Again, I might add in some more bracing here because this might be a little bit too weak in case this is glued crooked at all. These trusses do matter. If you glue a little bit crooked, it starts placing a force that's not exactly perpendicular to your truss. So again, focus on these. You don't have to. You want to spend more time on your trusses on the sides, but the tops and the bottom ones do provide a fair bit of strength. So there we go. Work on the top, work on the bottom, get the entire thing set up, and then we can print it off from there.